Okay. Hello, hello. Can anyone hear me? It's audio sorted. Missed last week, so just going to check all systems are running. And then we'll get started. Alrighty. We're on. I'll wait a little moment, just give time for people to come in, say good day, make sure that we are all systems are up and running, and then we'll dive into today and do what we set out to achieve. If you guys are here in chat, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up over on YouTube and on TradingView if possible, just to ensure that you can hear me, you can see me, and everything is working fine. Orman, hi Jordan, can see and hear you. Fantastic, mate. Thank you very much. Appreciate you letting me know. Appreciate that greatly. I think today's going to be a little bit quicker than usual as we wait for a few people to come in. I am a little ill at the moment. Been ill the past few days, so there's not going to be as much energy as there usually is. I don't think I'm going to be able to sustain talking for as long as I usually do, as my energy is completely zapped. So I'll try my best, but I'm not too sure how well that will hold up. Nation, welcome, mate. How you going? Is anyone over on TradingView? If anyone's on TradingView, can you give me a thumbs up or a hello just to let me know that all systems are running? And sometimes we have an issue with TradingView where I need to refresh it and it gets a little crazy. I'll try my best. Oop, hit myself. All right. Hi Dior, how you going? This is a fly flying around. You can just see it in my room. Dior Can, how you going? All right, we won't wait too much longer and we'll dive in. I've got no questions from Discord today, so if anyone does have any questions to start us off, feel free to send them through. Anything you'd like to ask or anything you'd like to know about, feel free to ask those now, just as we're starting to warm up and get into it. And then we're going to dive into some charts, have a look. There's not a lot going on. I haven't had a trade in a little while. And then also, as promised a few weeks ago, I said we'll go through some of my journaling process. And I have prepared a small glimpse into what that looks like. And I'm not doing a complete run through because I have a couple things in the works, a couple projects, shall we say, that I don't want to give too much information away about, but there's something coming soon. So stay tuned in that. We're gonna see if we can work something out in there. Good, how are you? Yeah, I'm well, thank you. I'm a bit ill, unfortunately. A bit sick at the moment, so I'm not full of energy. That's why I'm sitting down today, and my voice probably doesn't sound as exciting as usual. Hey, Joe Flyer, how you going? Thanks for reaching out to the TradingView. Appreciate it. Probably why I don't sound like I usually do, or with the energy levels I usually sustain. But hopefully it'll be all better by next week, and we can get back. What's news? What do you mean? What's news? Yes, I don't understand. All right, we'll get straight into it now. I think we've given enough time for people to come in. I'm expecting it to be a lot slower today. There's not been much trading, especially by my side, going on recently. Obviously, I've been away and now I've come back, and the markets are still kind of doing the same thing as what they are with the current situation in Russia and Ukraine. So we'll try and figure out if there are any opportunities out there. Then we'll just have a general talk about the markets, and then we'll have a look more on the journaling side of things, seeing as there's not a whole lot going on the charts from my point of view. Now, there's a lot of people making a lot of money. There's a lot of people passing valuation accounts and stuff at the moment, which is great. It's very impressive. But with the current market conditions, obviously it's not going to be sustainable. So a lot of people just need to be quite careful if you're achieving really good results at the moment. Well done, awesome trading. But also remember that when things start to settle down, the markets will also start to settle down as well as your trading system. So make sure your risk management's in place. Make sure everything you need and everything you can see is sustainable for the near future, because as those markets start to settle back down and we stop getting these long bull runs again, different systems will come and go through that as well. Hi, how you going? I'm going to butcher that name. Zolanim Condwain. That's my guess. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but that's the best I can do. How you going? Thank you for joining me today. Welcome. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look into some charts, shall we? It's a bit quieter today, the stream, which is not a bad thing. I guess it just means I have to talk less, which is good. But what we're going to do is we're going to dive into some charts here. And we're going to have a look through different opportunities potentially coming up in the near future. But from where we stand right now, I don't think I'm going to have any trades today, especially. I don't think I'm going to be having anything going on today. But then even early next week, I'm not sure if there's going to be too much going on. I was going to aim to day trade the Aussie dollar pairs, mostly Aussie dollar Japanese yen this morning during this live stream. But we do have some news due to come out very soon. Actually, no, is that already gone? Yeah, tell a lie, it's already gone. We've got some Japanese yen news coming out. Actually, it won't make. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe in a little bit we'll dive into some day trading down on like the 5-minute chart. We'll see what we can produce. But for now, I'm just going to run through. I have a look at the overall market, what I'm analyzing, and what I'm looking for in the future. But as I said, there's not a whole lot out there for us. Well, for me. Seeing as everything's just been on a either straight bull run or a straight decline for the past, especially the euro. The euro's been moving very well if you're in short positions on it, and very sustainably. Like it's not really been doing pullbacks and then pullbacks, push forwards. It's kind of just been going we're going that way, and we're going to go that way at some speed too. So, euro US dollar. I mean, what is there to say? We haven't had a break in structure. In order to indicate that we're going further high, at least to the point where I want to trade it, I wanted to get above here. We failed to do that, and we're coming back down. So maybe this is just a pullback to push lower. Maybe we have a double bottom set up down here. There's a million different things that could happen with this pair right now, which is why I don't plan on trading it. And that's the big issue, because it's not the major pair when it comes to FX trading. And it's just got nothing for me, which means like as it ripples through the other ones, the other pairs, once again, it's just kind of like it's lacking conviction in a sense. It's lacking what I really want to see from these pairs. So I don't know. Maybe over the next week, I'll give it another week to kind of figure itself out. If we manage to kind of come back down and then bounce higher, break this high, then we can maybe start looking for some longs. But yeah, I got no words for it. It's just will it be possible to do NAS 100 CFD? Like, I can have a look into it for sure. I'll do that after. I'll run through all the 5%ers pairs and the gold and silver first, and then I'll have a look at the NASDAQ 100 for you. I don't trade equities very often, but I have in the past, so I'm more than willing to do some analysis there for you. Great British Pound was pretty simple. We come down, we had a consolidation, we broke out this consolidation. The pullback didn't really get up here. If the pullback managed to get back up here, could have potentially looked for a short. But as you can see yesterday, we just had the hard shunt back down, and I believe it actually broke. Yeah, just broke those lows. So will it continue heading down? Probably. US dollar Swiss franc, not doing nothing. You see, for a long time we've just kind of been sitting in this range, getting tighter and tighter, coming towards the upside now. If you can run something like this, maybe look for shorting opportunities in there. See, this goes even longer. Like, we're looking all the way back mid 2021. There's that fly again. I can hear it. Mid 2021, we're coming up back into that range. Could look for some short opportunities potentially, but because it has been in this range for so long, these barriers are going to be getting weaker and weaker and weaker as time goes on. So we could see these potentially break. Yeah, it's not something I'd blindly short, but if we manage to see some kind of formation for maybe an ascending channel, plus maybe a head and shoulders or a double top or something, and then a break of structure to come lower, then we can look to short down to this trend line. That's an idea, but once again, we need a lot to happen before that really unfolds. Before like we can really take that as a trade, we need a fair bit to happen. So unlikely once again. Euro Great British Pound was interesting to me because it did break some structure. While it wasn't breaking recent highs, it did break a bit of structure, even though there was a gap in there after this bull run, which means like around this area could be a good buying opportunity if it comes back down. If it comes back down around this area, could be a good buying opportunity because you can see we kind of had like a fake out. If we were out on the daily chart here, you can see we kind of had just like a breakout and then an instant pull back into the inside, which is usually a signal that it can go higher. But we'll see. We'll see what it can do, and we'll keep an eye on it. Let's go back to the 4 hour. Excuse me. Sorry, my throat is rather sore. So if I'm a little more monotone today, I do apologize. But my body isn't happy with me. So I'm trying my best. I apologize dearly. I put this up as a trade idea earlier in the week that we do have an ascending channel formed on the 4 hour US dollar Japanese yen, potentially even the daily with the sheer size of this, while also breaking out of this kind of range that we had here. We did manage to break out of that. There's many different ways we can trade this. Obviously, as we're still ascending, I don't like shorting ascending trend lines. Okay, the only time I do like looking at trend line breaks or trading with the trend on a trend line is if we're going on an uptrend. I only use the bottom trend line because that indicates to me that that's where the buyers are, and if the buyers are in control during a bull trend, we obviously want more buying power, which means this is going to be stronger than the selling power. If we keep getting wicked above or wicked around, like that's kind of a good sign that the buyers are still in control. Because while the sellers are still coming in, they're not strong. They're not strong sells. So here and here we had strong sells. Okay, strong sells come in, but when we come down to here, we had the strong buyers take back over. Here we don't have strong sells. We're kind of sitting here recouping orders, building up a load of orders, and it's kind of like okay, it's a little bit weak to the upside. So that tells me if we come back down here, it's going to be a lot stronger on the downside potentially. But we'll see. We'll see if that manages to get up. We'll keep a close eye on it. We are reaching these near tops. We might fake out, hit the top, maybe wick up the top, and then pull back in. If we pull back into this range, I'm actually going to be looking to see if we can get lower underneath the range, because that's a very nice little fake out, little liquidity grab, and a push lower. Do you have a group or maybe a Telegram group? I love your service, bro. So much sense of getting learn a lot from you. I don't, unfortunately. So we're 5% as a trading firm. You can come over. You can join my live streams every week, every Friday. If you have an account with us, you can join our 5% as Discord, where we're always talking about the markets. But I don't offer any type of services or anything. You can book me in through the 5ers for a coaching session. And I can sit down with you one-on-one and talk about how you trade and how we can get you to that next level in trading and really kind of be a performance coach for you in that sense. And I've got a couple of things working on a few things at the moment as well, trying to bring that actually reminds me, guys, especially traders at the firm, if any of you guys feel like you're lacking something or you want something, please reach out to me. I'm literally here to help you and to help you guys succeed. The firm's hired me to help you guys do better so the firm makes more money, right? That's how we work. So if there is anything that you guys want done, or I saw someone in the Discord reached out, they were looking for accountability partners. Fantastic idea. Honestly, highly recommend doing that. But straight away, I reached out to him and was like, okay, what type of thing are you looking for? Because I can use, and we will, the company tries our best in every single way to use all of our resources, our knowledge, everything that we have, and the experience from us here in the senior analyst team and the risk management team to provide you with the best possible experience and to give you everything you guys need to succeed. So if there is a little thing that's come up going, oh, I'd love this, like this would be awesome, or I'd love to do this, or even if we had like a little study group, whatever it might be, please reach out to me on Discord or email or anything. And I'll put all our resources that we have and try get you guys what you want, because that's what we're here for. Yeah, we're here to help you succeed and to get you guys as far as possible in your trading journey. So feel free to do that. That's not going to be, yeah, that's okay. Sorry, I had a pop up. Yeah. So feel free, if you have an account with us, get into Discord, and you can see me. How you get hold of me? You can reach me through the help desk at 5ers. You can email them and essentially ask for me, or you can jump in the Discord and message me on there. You'll see my name in the Discord as The5ers Jordon, and you can reach out to me there. Anyway, back to the US dollar Japanese yen. I think if we get a liquidity grab up here and then a pull back into this range, to be honest, I think we'll keep an eye on the buying power here, especially with this little gap. Keep an eye on the buying power here, but if it rips through here, we're definitely going down. So that's an idea with there. US dollar CAS one I marked, and obvious reasons. The guys who know how I trade, mind if you get me email? I don't mind, but reach out through the help desk or reach out through Discord, just because I'd rather not put the email publicly, and these live streams are saved for a long time. The last thing I need is like 600 people sending me emails that might snow me under a little bit. So while cause a lot of the times when we do that, we end up getting emails that are meant for the help desk or things that aren't really questions for me to answer. We've got dedicated teams to answer that. So reach out to the help desk and ask for me, and I'll get round. If you do it now, I'll get round after this live stream and get in touch with you. US dollar CAD. So we had a pump up. Now a very small higher high. However, there was orders filled up the top. Okay, so it still broke structure. While it wasn't very strong, it did break structure, and now we're having a pullback kind of into this area. Now we're already in the demand area that managed to push this price higher, but you can see the most of it was in here, including this kind of doji candle right here. That's the one I wanted to look at. And in there was like, okay, we can start looking for buying opportunities in the US dollar against the CAD in this area. But realistically, this doji candle right here is my money shot. Like, I want to be in there. That's where I want to look for a buy. As you can see, we've come in, we've tapped in here. We've tapped in this area, but as I said, I'm not buying in here. I want to buy in here. The kill zone is, as you guys know how my system works, the kill zone as it is. I want to buy in here, so I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit further down, and then as we get in this area, even if we just wick in, I'm going to look for a break of structure down on the 1 hour or the 15 minute, and look to take this higher. But we'll see, because it has been kind of sideways. Will it be able to break these highs? I'm unsure. It's something we're going to have to take into account as we buy up. Maybe our profit targets are set before there, just because, because if we manage to get down here and have a break of structure, we could have a stop, something like this, and then get in just before these highs like that. We could still get almost 4R on a trade if we manage to get in there. So keep an eye on that. This is why I've flagged it, because it can be interesting and it can be worth our time. Aussie dollar is very similar, only going the other way around. We've pushed out, so we had this, right? And while it's kind of considered one move, it was very weak. It was a very weak move. And I say that by weak. Jordan, what do you mean by weak? Is you can see, there's no conviction. Okay, this move here, conviction. Green, 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 green. Long bodies, conviction. Okay, this move here, conviction. Red, 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 red. It's pushing quite high. This move here, yuck. Green, green, doji, green, red, green, doji, green, red, green. Like, messy, messy. No conviction. There's no strong push, but the bounce off it, red, 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 like, and the big reds, and then a little consolidation, big red, and then we got weakness, sending channel, and we broke a little bit higher. We broke the recent high, right? But what I'm looking is up here, especially in this area. Let's draw it in. That candle right there, I'm looking for shorts. I think if we can get up in this area, the power that it had to push down here is still there. There's still orders here. There is still many orders up here that I want to get filled, and I want to be part of them orders. So if the price up now, if the price gets up in here, sitting around here, I think we can head lower. How far can we go? That's up to the market. We don't decide that. We can just start looking at potential targets like here, here, and then even if you wanted to, we could aim down right the way down the bottom here. But that's probably my best idea, and it's not even that great. And that is my best idea I've had over the past 2 weeks. This is the best thing I've seen, which just shows that given current market conditions, my strategy is not as prominent as it usually is. I prefer no war in not only a human sense, but also in a trading sense. I like it when the markets are just kind of doing their own thing and there's no crazy stuff happening in the world to kind of send it wild. Before I go on and move through some more charts, does anyone have any questions? The guys over on YouTube, I understand I'm a little bit quieter and a little bit more monotone today, and I apologize for that. I am a bit sick, but if you have any questions, please fire away, or just let me know you're still there, just to make sure I haven't crashed over there, because the chat is probably the slowest I've ever seen it, to be honest. But just taking this time to ensure that there isn't an issue and everyone is just kind of watching in silence. If you have any questions, yeah, no worries. I've got gold at the bottom of the list. I won't take too long to run through these because there's literally nothing in them. So I'll get to gold, don't stress, and then I'll do your NASDAQ too, and then we'll jump into. Okay, thank you, Damon. Thank you, Horman. Thank you, guys. I was just making sure. I didn't want to be doing this whole stream and then realize at the end that it wasn't streaming to YouTube. Watching in silence, yeah, awesome. And then I'll run through the trading journal, because I know some of you have been asking for it, just quickly, what it looks like. I set up a little example sheet, and then I want to touch on some things that I do in my trading journal that I know pretty much no one else does. And it's something that massively increased my success in trading, and it's something I want to share with you guys today as well. But we'll quickly dive through the charts. A lot of you guys like looking at the charts, analyzing the charts, because, well, we're traders. That's what we do. Excuse me. Okay, Aussie, New Zealand, there's nothing going on. Maybe. Excellent to hear about the trading journal. Yeah, it's going to be good. It'll be good. If we can get up here, maybe. Now, this is an area, and obviously you can see it's already kind of bouncing from the area, but it's not strong enough for me to want to trade it. We could look for shorts here, okay? So we got up. We did break. Oh, no, we didn't. Oof, that's close. We didn't break a higher high, but we got up here. Had a pretty strong push. No line about that. That is a conviction move. Broke a lower low, and then we've had a pullback. Now the thing is, this move didn't originate here. This move originated here, and I'd ideally like to get where this move originated. However, we can look for shorting opportunities in here. Specifically, if you're after a kill zone, in there, that's where I'd be looking for shorting opportunities. But not for me. Like, I don't want to do it. But it's there. If anyone's trading that pair, I think that's where you can potentially see some moves. Aussie dollar CAD's being boring. We've got the same with pretty much all the New Zealand dollar pairs, and a lot of them actually broke out last night too. If you saw my trading idea on TradingView earlier in the week, or maybe it might have been yesterday, I think it was New Zealand dollar CAD. No, New Zealand dollar Swiss franc. I put this up as a trading idea. We had a pennant. As you can see, we've broken out of that now, and it actually has broken a high as well. So we might even, if we do come back in, have a look around here. But I'll analyze that pair when we get around. Where were we? Aussie dollar CAD. We've got another pennant here. We'll see what happens. I don't like trading pennants. Please note that. I don't like trading these. However, they can be successful sometimes. But it's not part of my trading strategy. But it's kind of a nice one. We've had this massive bull run, and now it's just consolidation of price. People trying to figure out, okay, which way is this going to break? When it does break, keep an eye on it. When it does break, and this is something I've noticed from years and years of experience, when it does break, if you are looking at trading, just be wary of a bounce from the lows or the highs. Okay, because there's a lot of times that these pennants just end up breaking and then just turning into a bit of a channel. A lot of the time this happens, so please be wary of that. Don't just instantly buy or whatnot, or if you do and it's part of your strategy, take into account the possibility of that happening, because a lot of the time they end up just breaking up. And then look at that, that would be a perfect flag pattern. A lot of the time it's how they end up playing out. So just keep an eye on that, and keep that in your trading plan as well on how you're going to manage that. Aussie dollar, Swiss francs, pretty much doing that. If we had the pennant there, that's not a straight line. Pennant there, and then it's coming up and it's testing them highs. We didn't break structure. If we had broken structure here, I'd definitely be looking to short this right now, but we didn't, which means there's no conviction in the market for me. And the fact that we've already kind of pushed up through this order block, or almost breaking it, is telling me that we may go higher on Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. So keep an eye out for that. I think that could potentially go higher. Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. This is incredible. Look at this. I've got no trade idea for this. Someone in the firm drew this. We share the TradingView account, and someone in the firm drew this. I don't know who it was, but how impressive is that? I don't want to analyze this pairs solely because I don't want to delete that drawing. I just want that to stay there. I just want to look at that all the time. But how impressive is that? It's pretty good. Pretty good. Swiss franc, Japanese yen's not doing anything. Standard. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Nothing. It's not pretty. It's not nice. Maybe an ascending channel over time. Something along the lines. Excuse me. There you go. Of this. Isn't actually wearing an eye mask? Maybe. Something along the lines of this. If you're looking to trade it, but once again, if it comes down here, you could look for a double bottom. Sure, we've had a kind of a break of structure here, a push higher, and then if we pull back down into this level, actually that's a pretty good idea. I won't lie, it's not clean. I wouldn't go full risk, but I'm not going to say it's not a good idea. This might be my trade idea for today. This or Aussie dollar, US dollar, something like that. All right, maybe a double bottom and a push higher, potentially on Swiss franc, Japanese yen. I'm actually going to go ahead and flag it and keep my eye on it. Keep an eye out for that one. That one actually looks decent. But it's a bit messy. As I say, half risk. This isn't a full risk trade. It's messy. It's messy to see what's going on. Euro, Aussie dollar. Look at this. This is just impressive, isn't it? Isn't it just impressive to see all the money just flooding out of the euro because of this war? It's not even like a strong move, you know, when you get one of these and you're like, oh yeah, look, the war broke out, like everyone's flooding out of it. It is just consecutively, every single day, just people going, nope, I don't want it. I don't want the euro. It's impressive. It truly is impressive. It's really nice to see. The annoying thing is, as much as I love seeing it just because of how much money that is that's just gone and left the euro there into the Aussie dollar, the annoying thing is it gives us kind of no price action to work off, because I wouldn't even consider this a strong point of orders, because there's no, like, we've got the long candles here, which I would consider where the strong orders came in, the bottom here and the green ones. But up here, like, they're not, the move didn't originate and we had the strong bearish push from there. This is just literally consistent people going, no, I don't want the euro, and getting out. It's not people going like, oh, let's try to get it to this price. So yeah, I'm not trading that, but Euro Swiss franc, risky trade, risky trade. right here. Right here we managed to complete these 3 candles, and 3 white soldiers, I think they're called. I usually trade the 3 black crows, and I believe the opposite is the 3 white soldiers. 3 white soldiers right there, and it's very, very rare that you actually find this formation in the Forex market. Very rare that you find this formation in the Forex market, but that tells you that there's a lot of buying power, which is why I've set this up down here. If we manage to pull into this area, for sure, I'm going to go on the lower time frames and look for a long half risk. I don't like it. I don't love it that much. It's a half risk trade, but is definitely on my watch list. Euro Japanese yen's got nothing for me. Euro New Zealand's got nothing. Same as Euro Aussie dollar. It's got nothing for me. Euro CAD, similar to Euro Swiss franc, only instead of buying in the median, I'm looking at buying at the original down here. So if we come in here, let's look to take it long. Great British Pound Swiss franc's got nothing for me. CAD Japanese yen's got nothing for me. Great British Pound Japanese yen's got nothing for me. CAD Swiss franc's got nothing for me. Great British Pound Japanese yen I will get to, guys. Actually, I just skipped past it there. It's got nothing for me. If I was a trend trader, could look to be shorting this whole area of supply, but I'm not. And I don't like doing that because it's a large area and we only just tap the top. So it's a classic like support and resistance break and retest, potentially, down in this area. I didn't draw these supply zones. I'm guessing probably Sol or someone did. Maybe get down into this demand zone down here, but yeah, if I've got a large supply or demand area, I want price to really get in that area before rejecting. I don't like just a little touch and then a reject. That's why I like my kill zone trades. Maybe in here, this doji candle right there, that might have been the entry point, but it just nipped inside here, which just, yeah, I don't like trading it. I just don't. I like it to get deep. I like it to really build up the orders before. It's weird that I own more view in trading view. What do you mean? CAD Swiss franc's got nothing. CAD Japanese yen, maybe. Maybe if we get down here. It's just scribbling away. If we get down here, maybe. Once again, not fantastic. Great British Pound Aussie dollar's got nothing for me. Potentially a double bottom. See if we manage to break structure here. I'm going to be waiting for a triple bottom though, to be honest, because I want to break the structure, come up, and then get into the demand area that managed to break that structure before I go long. So we'll keep watching. I mean, people watching this live. Yeah, it looks like there's a few more people talking and on TradingView compared to YouTube. Usually we've got a lot more on YouTube. I think taking a break last week from the live stream kind of made a lot of people just switch off a little bit. But it's okay as time goes on. And to be fair, I'm not full of energy like I usually am and talking about the markets because I'm quite ill at the moment. So I think it's just going to be a more chilled out analysis of the charts today. Great British Pound CAD's got nothing for me. Great British Pound New Zealand, they're all the same. The Great British Pound pairs. New Zealand dollar CAD sitting at a pennant. Remember, same thing as the other one. Be careful because it could break into a channel. New Zealand Swiss franc doing that. We actually just popped out above, but a couple top little wicks there. Could be a liquidity grab to push back down, so keep an eye on that, trapping all the buyers in there. New Zealand Japanese yen just pushing higher, doing its thing. New Zealand US dollar. Okay, this was interesting. This was interesting to me. That doji there gave me an idea that there was still buying power in there. What we've managed to do is break it. Now, while it's not considered technically a major structure break, it is, however, a break of where we previously had a lot of buyers. We managed to stop them out, essentially. In doing that, have we convinced the market that it's time to start going lower? Maybe. Let's see how price reacts up in here. We're already getting top wicks. You can see these top wicks here. If we get an ascending channel, wick up into here, and then a break lower, let's look to take this lower. I think that could be at least there with the first profit target and move stop to break even or something. Take risk off when we get to there, and then I think we might be able to aim down these lows. It's a very similar setup to one It was Aussie US dollar, right? Yeah, very, very similar. Only Aussie US dollar broke multiple points of structure. Very similar setup. Definitely an option. Down onto gold. Gold. Gold is an interesting one. Why? Why is gold an interesting one? It's a safe haven asset during times of uncertainty. A lot of people flood to gold when currencies are going tip. Won't say that. When currencies are going crazy, people flood to gold. But it's a safe haven. It's a metal. It's a commodity. It's what they like to go. What we did see, this is when the war kind of all proper broke out. And I know this because I actually had some buy orders in it. Right? And I scalped a little bit in here. And I spoke about this a little while ago. Okay. Why? Why do people flood to gold? It holds its value much better. It's just proven over time that during uncertain times with currencies going bankrupt, sanctions, war, the economies of countries really struggle. Some benefit. Most big ones benefit from war. And when they really struggle, people don't want to hold that currency because, as you can see in Russia at the moment with the Russian ruble, it's getting to the point of worthless. So your money would, like $1,000 today, you could go buy whatever you want to buy. You know what I mean? There's a lot you can buy for $1,000. Now imagine that a war breaks out and tomorrow that $1,000 only just gets you a loaf of bread. Now all of a sudden you go from, hey, I'm pretty well off, or middle class. Some of you guys like doing well for yourself to completely broke, because that's just how the currencies go. During times of war, and we've seen that in Russia, we've seen that in Germany back in World War II. Like it happens pretty much every time there's war with inflation. So when we get things like that, a lot of people go and they buy gold because gold holds its value much better than most economies do during times of uncertainty. So a lot of people flood to gold, which is why we've seen this steady rise during this war. Okay. This big spike here was, would you change to the 15-minute in order to find entry? Correct. Yes, I would change to the 1 hour. Right. Look for some kind of trend lines, different things like that. And then the 15-minute would look for, so on the 1 hour, I'd look for some kind of divergences, maybe a head and shoulders, a double top, and then, yeah, sorry, I got confused by that. Yeah, if you go to his double top, sorry, sorry, my mind just isn't working. I'd go into the 1 hour, look for a trend line or a double top, a head and shoulders, some kind of pattern, start building a trading plan, and then look for a structure break on the 15-minute. 15-minute would be my entry points, 100% all the time. I look for the 15-minute entry points when trading 4-hour charts. And then once I found my entry point, 15-minute and the 1 hour chart disappears, and I'm back on the 4 hour, and I'm trading the 4 hour chart, not the 15-minute. Sorry, it took me a while to get that out. That was, you gotta love being ill, right? It just really messes with your body and your mind. Okay, what about? He did notice you guys comment. Go on his YouTube channel. What do you mean by that, Kai? Oh, you mean like over on YouTube? Yeah, I've got both. I've got both chats up. If that's what you're referring to, I'm reading the YouTube comments and the TradingView comments. Brother, you're a heaven sent. How I wish I could get one-on-one session almost 3 to 4 times a week because you're good. I appreciate that. I appreciate that greatly. I don't think it's enough hours in a day for me to do that for the traders that want it. Might be working on something in the future potentially. Stay tuned. Get involved in the firm. Be prominent in the Discord and prominent chatting to me. And as time goes on and as you get to a higher equity trader, there is a lot more time I can spend with you and the resources with you, because the people that make the firm money are the people we want to keep helping make the firm money. And the more money you trade, the more money you make the firm. So it's very simple. Is it a good thing to trade the 4 hour and execute in the 5-minute? I'd probably say no, because it depends. It depends on how you're trading, right? That depends on your trading strategy, but the 5-minute moves, while they can indicate a change in direction on the 4-hour, the 5 minutes is a lot more volatile in the point, like you get 1, 2, 3 structure break, but it's still moving higher, and everything else indicates it's moving higher. So I wouldn't go that low. You could, and you could find pinpoint entries and get 20 to 1 R to R, but like your win rate will probably be very low, and it will be very frustrating and very tough on your emotional side. Hello, I'm Nura. How you going? Welcome. All right, gold. Made a trade in there. That was when the war broke out. We had an instant pushback down because it was no longer uncertain about a war. We had a war, and this is something I discussed prior. Okay, uncertainty. Money floods to safe haven assets. Oh my God, is a war going to break out? I don't want to invest right now. Let me go to the safe haven assets. The war breaks out. It's no longer uncertain. We have a war on our hands. There's no uncertainty about it. We have the facts. People remove the safe haven assets. Now they go buy military stocks. They go buy the companies that build ammunition, technology, logistics, anything like that. They go buy oil because it's going to be hard to get. They don't no longer need a safe haven asset because there's no uncertain times. We know exactly what's happening, and it went there. Then all the NATO sanctions started to come in, and it's getting closer and closer of, oh, okay, is NATO going to get involved in this? Is this going to be a world war? We're back in uncertain times. We are back in uncertain times. So we've had a push up. We've had a bit of a drop come in as the ruble's getting pretty much worthless, and you can see Russia probably defaulting on all their debts soon, pretty imminent. So we'll be interesting to see what happens there. But as it comes back down, uncertain times, it definitely still can go higher. Not trading it. My one and only trade for gold in the past 6 months was in this little area right here. I scalped about $200,000 worth of gold in there. Made a little bit of money, nothing to be too proud of. I did hold a position from here, wanting to catch this move, but I got stopped out when we wicked down here. That stopped me out, so I was like, okay, fair enough. And then it did carry on, but it is what it is. I still made profit on the overall trade, which is important. Hi, Lucian. How you going? I've missed you, mate. How have you been? So which means 15 minutes is the best one to execute. If you trade in the 4-hour, 15 minutes is the one I use, but okay, so it depends on your strategy once again. When trading the 4-hour, I use the 1 hour and the 15-minute to build a trading plan, right? I've got a strategy, but I want to build as much ideas as possible in order for me to actually move the market or to trade with the market. I need as much evidence. I want to build up a load of things, not just one. Okay, we got a double top. That's my trading strategy. No, I want a double top, a trend line break, a structure break, a divergence. I want to build as much possible, and I use those 3 time frames to be able to build that, and then I trade it to increase not only my win rate but my risk to reward ratio as well. Then finally, silver. Silver's a little differently. Nice head and shoulders. Okay, head and shoulders right there. But once again, we are back in uncertainty. As you can see, the war breakout pretty much mimicked gold exactly, and it usually does. So it's interesting because if we get a head and shoulders pattern form here on silver, will gold follow suit? Maybe. It could head lower, but yeah. All right. That's the analysis done. However, I will go and do the NASDAQ 100 because I was asked to earlier. Who was it that asked me to do? Yeah, okay. We'll go Pepperstone service. Interesting. Failed to break this low. Well, it did structure. Actually, yeah, right there. That right there was your buying opportunity. I wouldn't get in now. That was the buying opportunity. And the reason I say that is because we pushed up, we broke structure, and we've come down to what created this original move. And you can see the order block here. We dipped inside that order block and then pushed up. That would have been the buying opportunity right there. If it comes back down here, please do not buy, because that would have been the entry. This right now is just half as good, maybe even quarter as good compared to the entry point we had here. So Pushed up, we come back in, we bounced in. Can it go higher? Definitely think it can. I think, to be honest, if NATO joins the war, NASDAQ will start going up. Now, the thing is, when you got like the NASDAQ 100 now is getting very full of massive international companies, right? Which is interesting because it's no longer just concentrated in America. They're not like they're concentrated around the globe. So all these different things affect it more than what it used to be with just American companies. So it's something you need to keep an eye on how they react and how they can benefit. Think, okay, if you're working for Apple and a world war breaks out, yes, I am live right now, Dura. Sorry. I know TradingView can sometimes be confusing, but yes, I am live right now. If you're working for Apple and you're on the strategy team and this war breaks out, you sit down, you go, okay, we're having an emergency meeting. How can we benefit from this war? Horrible thought. Okay. Horrible thought. How can we benefit and make a lot of money from this war? While it is horrible and inhumane, it's what we do, right? It's business, and it's what we do in trading as well. Yes, this is live, Dora. This is live. It's what we do. It's what we want to get done, and it's what every other business does. So when you start having a look at these companies, sit down and imagine you're them. How can they benefit from this war? What can they do that generates profit for them? Okay. SpaceX right now, you know what they've just done? All their Starlink satellites, the internet you can get anywhere, they've just concentrated so much over Ukraine, so all the Ukrainians can still access the internet. Did he do that to be a good human? I don't know. Did he do it because he knows profits are going to go through the roof? I know if I'm sitting there at the top of a business and I'm trying to make money, I know which answer I'd want to go with. So you got to keep an eye on that. Look at these different companies. Look at how can they make a lot of money. Military companies, military spending is going to go through the roof. I know here in Australia they've just signed an agreement to increase our defence force by 30%. That's something like 30 to 40,000 more jobs are going to be generated just solely in defence. Different things like this. Okay, which company is going to benefit from that? Which companies in Australia can we look at that is going to get 30,000 more employees, which means they're going to get more defense contracts? We just signed the submarine deal. You know, there's a lot we've got to look at. Same thing with NASDAQ. War produces money. It just depends on those companies and how adaptive they are to generate that money. So that's what you want to look at when it comes to more equities trading. Which company produced Javelin, Stinger, and Drone? Because that thing seems precious in Ukraine right now. It'll be a range of different companies that manufacture it. There'll be like, for example, let's go with the drone. There'll be one company that generates the tail, one company that makes the wings, another company that makes the body, and then another company that makes the internal systems, and another company that makes the weapon. Like, it really ranges between a load of different ones, and that's what market research is for, is finding the defense contracts, finding what company is doing well. Especially if you trade the ASX, I think the ASX defense companies are going to do really well. Produce weapons, yeah, exactly. But not just weapons. Think of humanitarian aid. Think of hotels. Think of tourism. How can you short the tourism companies? Yeah? Are hotel companies going to have record profits because there's a million people leaving Ukraine and going to stay in a hotel? Yeah, there's a million different ways war creates money, and it's horrible to say and it's horrible to think about. Don't get me wrong. It is horrible to think about. But we are traders, and we've just been given a lot of facts and a lot of data that we need to analyze, and we need to analyze how the market is going to react. Because if we analyze how the market is going to react, we can profit from it. Okay? Horrible thing to say, a horrible thing to do, but it is our job. It is our job. Our job is to profit from the markets, and if we understand in a more depth analysis and analytics on what affects the market, we can then profit from that market. Okay, that's all the charts done. Is there anything you said Euro US dollar? I did it from the start. It didn't really have much direction for me, Truman. Didn't have much direction. I didn't really like it, but yeah. When I'm thinking about the war, I always think about the movie War Dogs, or I don't know exactly the name. I know which one you're talking about. Similar, like the gun runners, the black market gun runners. think more of like, if you've seen the movie The Last Short. The Last Short's a great movie, right? About the housing crisis in America when that all went tits up. Have a look at that one, and they benefit from it because they saw it coming. Now, while they feel horrible from benefiting from it, they did. They made a lot of money from it, and it's all about understanding further analytics and willing to look at places where other people aren't. Willing to think like other people won't. Let's remove emotion. Let's remove everything like that. Let's look at the facts. We're traders. We're analytic. We're data analysts. That's what we are. Traders are not. We're data analysts. So looking at that. Okay. The moment you've all been waiting for. We're going to look through The Big Short. Yeah, it's a great movie. I love that one. We're going to look through my trade journal. At least a small glimpse of my trade journal, right? It's not exactly my trade journal, but it's close. It's close. Now, the reason this isn't exactly my trade journal is because I am working on something a little secret at the moment that might benefit our traders a lot. So I don't want to give away everything when I've got something in the works. Okay, a little project in the works. So stay tuned for that. Keep updated. But I'm going to show you a rough idea of what you kind of want your trading journal to look like in my eyes. This right here is a trading journal you should all be using. Like, you should look at this and go, yeah, okay, it's exactly the same as mine. Or you've all seen before. If you're not using a trading journal, pull your finger out, use a trading journal. Okay, that's not even a question. That's not even a, oh, it might help me improve, or no, use a trading journal. Okay, rule number 1, always use a trading journal. This right here is a mimic of my one, and I've entered in a load of stuff. Hi, Stephanie. Yeah. So I'll show you this, how it all works, and there is multiple pages. It's just my big head is in the way of the little tabs down the bottom, and I'll show you how that works. But the most important stuff I want to share there. Are you going to share it with us through 5ers? Potentially, yes. I plan on it. So this is very early days. Okay, there's nothing like proper moving yet, but I've got a few ideas that I want to explore, which I think will help you guys a lot. So even better, not just workshop material. I want to go a step further. But I can't talk too much about it because I don't want to get everyone hyped up and it not work or it not go the way I want it to, and then. But I'll find a way. I'm determined for it to help you guys. So stay tuned for that. This right here is normal trading journal, right? We've got the date I opened, the date I closed, the currency pair, the position size I used, whether I went short or long, my entry price, my stop loss, my take profit, my risk to reward. The risk to reward is automatically generated by the entry price, stop loss, and take profit. Okay, it's very simple mathematics to do that. Whether it won or lost, how much it lost, how much it won, profit. Okay, not revenue, profit. Okay, so this is commissions included. How much it won, how much it lost, percentage of that, and then the balance I've got. So the balance as we go. So I made $36 to $25,000 and $36. Then I made $4. Okay, $25,040. Went up. Then I lost $54. It put me down from 25104 to 25049. Automatically generates. Very easy. Then the exact signal that I took. This is on the 15-minute. Now this is made to my strategy. Okay, so while this might not work for you, it is because I trade the exact same setups every time. And I just want to know, my main entry point is a structure break on the 15-minute. And I want to know whether it was a clear structure break, a minor structure break, or I was an idiot and it wasn't a structure break at all. I was just trying to look for one. That's the signal. And you'll look between the different ones. And after time, I can look at the stats. Every time I get a minor structure break, it actually costs me more money trading it than it does make me more money. And then I can start removing those. And then you add the image of the trade. Now, I don't have it here because I just entered these in kind of as like a tester. Okay. Yes, that is a 16-hour trade. You know how much money I made from it? $4. Yeah, pop down and stop me out at break even. Pretty much break even anyway. So, and then you'll add the image. So this is taken from my other trading log, not my actual one. But I haven't brought over the images because there's something else I want to show you later on with the chart images rather than just putting it there. Because if you just copy and paste your image, I can guarantee you'll hardly ever look at it. That is the basic of basics trading log right there. Okay, everyone should be doing something like this. This should look exactly like this. Most of you traders should be sitting there going, yeah, okay, I already do that. Like, I'm not learning anything. You should. What I'm going to show you now is my other tab. Now, this is something I'll be very, very surprised if you guys do, okay? Because it's not very popular. I call it deep analysis. It's deep analysis of the trade. This is what it looks like. Something a little different. Now, I've only got one filled in, and the reason I've only got one filled in is because I'm going to fill one out with you now on how this all works, okay? What we have here is the numbers relate to the same as the journal. Okay, so if we've got trade number 1 up here in the top left, when we go over to deep, that's relating to trade number 1. The situation, this is these first 3 tabs here, the situation, emotions, and behaviors, are to be done prior or as you enter the trade. Prior or as you enter, okay? They can be adjusted later, I'll explain that further, but they're to be entered prior or just as you enter the trade. The next few tabs as I scroll over are for post-trade. So we've got all that, we've got a main signal, we've entered all this in, and then we head over to the deep analysis. The situation is exactly what is the situation. Why are you trading? What have you seen? What has indicated to you that you should trade this, okay? And I've gone, price has indicated a change in trend direction, proceeded to pull back into the demand zone and bounce on the 1 hour, providing a structure break entry on the 15-minute. Perfect setup for what I like to see, okay? That is exactly the situation. That is what I've saw, and that is what I'm leading to do. Now, what you can do also, which is good, is make sure you come back at the end of the week to have a look at your weekly trades. You read this, make sure the image you've got explains the exact same thing. If you start seeing that what you've said and the image you've got are different, you've noticed an issue in your trading strategy, okay, or your emotions. You're seeing things that aren't true. And then you can start to adjust and see why that is and dig further deep. So data analytics and journaling is all about getting as much information as possible, so then you'll be able to get rid of essentially the bad stuff from your trading. So as we get that, we get the situation, you just write it in. What's the trade situation? How have you done it? Then you get down to your emotions. This is the fun part, right? The fun part that everyone ignores, the fun part that no one does. Can't you know how you're going? You got to figure out exactly how you're feeling. Now, I've done this for quite a long time, so I've managed to make myself a drop-down list on how I'm feeling. So first, let's just get rid of all these, right? I come in, I'm like, okay, what's the first thing I am feeling about this trade? Am I optimistic, excited? Am I sad? Do I have anxiety? Am I bored right now? Am I scared? Am I scared this isn't going to work out? Am I desperate for a win because I'm on a losing streak? Am I panicking because I'm in a rush? You know, am I hoping that this works? Do I have relief that I finally have a trade after 2 weeks of no trade? Am I calm? Am I confused about the market? All these different things. I bought the drop down list to be able to me just click. You know, it's a lot easier than me to just click. Because I'm sitting here. Okay, to be honest, I'm pretty bored. I'm pretty bored at the moment. I've been watching these charts for a while. Nothing's happening. I am a little bit bored. Another emotion, however, I'm pretty excited about this trade because it's a nice setup. I'm bored, but I am excited about this trade. Like, I think it's going to be good. And I'm kind of craving a win. I haven't had a win in a while. I'm craving a win. Okay? 3 emotions right there I've put in and are sold. These, once they're in, you cannot change them. Okay? You must not and cannot change them. You can, post-trade, add emotions that you felt throughout the trade. During the trade, I felt anxiety. Add it. Okay? But never remove these emotions. If you feel more than 4 emotions, add more layers. Add 10 if you want. Go put the 10 emotions you felt during that trade. Sure. Go ahead. And then once you've done that, you do the same through your behaviors. Analyze your behavior. How are you feeling? What am I doing? Today, to be honest, I've had a pretty shit day. I'm losing focus with a lot of different things. I can't read my book without scrolling on my phone every 2 pages or checking my messages. I'm a little anxious. I've had a coffee that was a bit too strong. I'm a little shaky. I'm a little up and about. I'm feeling a little anxious about everything at the moment, okay? I'm very volatile. I'm not maintaining one mood. I'm all over the place. One minute I'm up and about and I'm dancing, I'm singing, I'm really happy. The next minute I'm sitting at an all-time low and just kind of in a lull, scrolling on Instagram. Yeah, whatever it might be. You add that into the behaviors. A lot of you might be sitting there going, what the hell is the point in doing that? Okay. And I understand it. I understand. When I first came to terms with adding all these type of things, I was like, what? Why would I bother doing that? And this is the reason why. It's to find your ABC game. Okay. It's to find, and you will find that every time you trade, when boredom comes up, or the combination of boredom and craving comes up, that trade will be a loss. Most of the time. You will. And you'll start to learn the signals your emotions are giving you. You'll start to learn that I'm not sitting here, excuse me, I'm not sitting here and feeling all these emotions and trying to control them. We don't want to control your emotions. You want to learn what they're trying to tell you. And through this worksheet or through this added page onto your trading log, you can start to learn exactly what your emotions are signaling to you, exactly what they want you to understand. And it's exactly the same here. So you'll start to notice patterns that every time you're feeling really anxious and you take half your trade off, that trade goes and actually hits the take profit. So the next time you feel anxious and you come to this workbook and you go, yeah, I'm bored, you'll go, oh shit, I shouldn't be trading. I'm bored. Every time I've been bored and traded, I've lost. Or statistically, I lose more than I win. So what do? You don't trade it. Still write it down, but leave a note. I didn't trade because I felt boredom. Measure the outcome. And slowly, you will learn what your body's trying to tell you every time you trade. Why are you feeling anxious? Why are you scared of hitting your stop loss? Why are you so, confident in yourself that that's going to hit the take profit? Is it because you've had 3 wins on the trot? Maybe. What happens every time you're feeling overly confident? Do you lose? Maybe. A lot of the time when people get really confident, they do. They end up going to a big loss. It's like, I can't lose. I'm going to size up 2, 3, 4 times. I'm on a great win streak. And bang, gone. Okay? Same thing. By doing this, you can learn the emotions you're feeling and learn how to not battle them, not control them, but to listen to them. We don't want to control our emotions. We want to listen to our emotions. This right here will help you do that. Before I proceed to the last step, does anyone have any questions about that? Sorry, I need a drink. My throat's killing me. Does anyone have any questions or any pointers that would like to add to that? I know a lot of you might look at that and go, nah, like it's just not for me. But trust me, everything in trading, we run a business, and you've got to be willing to do the bad stuff to succeed in business. Not everything's fun and games. This right here is tough. It's time consuming. It's a little annoying, but it's got to be done, and it'll massively improve your trading. Once you start doing it and you start seeing the improvements it makes, trust me, your journaling will be like a 6-page thing. Like you'll be writing everything down because you'll know how much it benefits your trading. A lot of people that don't journal or journal very little is because they haven't done it properly or haven't done it long enough to actually see how it helps them improve. It's the same thing here, the exact same thing. Let me know if you guys are following along. The chat's gone quite quiet. I know a few people would have left once I stopped analyzing the charts, but just to ensure that I'm still talking to people and not talking to myself. And then we'll run through pretty much done here. Actually, we went a little bit longer. I was expecting to do a shorter episode today because I'm not feeling very well, but here we are. We've been talking for an hour and 5 minutes. Alright. I think I may have made everyone fall asleep. That's okay. Oh, Horman's still here. Old classic. Norman, you're here every week, all the time. It's amazing. Can you, or if you're okay with it, can you please make sure you share with us a basic trade log model on Discord, basic log that we can adjust? Yes, I can. Well, I want to. I will. I will. Yeah. No, I will. I will, Lucy. Okay, everyone's still there. I think there's a bit of delay, but also we're still here. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Horman. Thanks, Steph. Thanks, Kai. Thanks, Lucian. Thanks, Savong Long. Appreciate you all. All right. Once the trade is completed, okay, so we've entered this. We've got the P&L, however it ended up. Remember, profit and loss, not revenue. This is including commissions, including swap fees, including whatever the hell you had to pay. This is including it, okay? We'll go through. We've done the first 3 levels of our deep analytics. Yeah, I understand. I understand what you mean, Lucian, and it's kind of it's hard to say what I'm working on because I can't say what I'm working on. But there'll be something coming soon in that area. Okay, I'm working on something for the traders that I'm really proud of and trying to see if it can be worth it. If one of my original plan isn't working, I'll literally make a template and send it out like this. Once the trade's done, we come to the last three tabs. Okay, or during the trade. Now these arguably this right here is the most important. Your emotions and your behaviors, right? And learning what they mean and how to read them. Because after 100 trades, you're going to go in and you're going to go, yep, okay. Every time I feel bored, excited, every time I have fear of losing or I'm desperate to win or I'm hoping for a win, every time you get like that, something shit happens. We learn that. So every time you come here and you enter those in, guess what? You don't trade. Why? Because something shit's going to happen. All of a sudden, your trading game's so much better. Why? Because you're removing mistakes, your emotional mistakes that you battle. You're removing them. You trade the strategy exactly the way it's meant to be traded. You come in after the trade, you can come back and add a couple more. Okay, the start of the trade I was this. Maybe, come in and you mark them green. Okay, it's the start of the trade. And then the end of the trade, you mark them blue. And you come in and it goes, to be honest, towards the end there, I was pretty angry. I was pretty angry on how that went. You can filter them based on emotions to see the outcome. Yeah, exactly. But you obviously want more than just like 10 trades. You want hundreds. I was pretty angry after this trade. And then you want to ask yourself, why were you angry? And most of the time, if you're angry after a trade, it's not because the market went and hit your stop loss. It's because you did something wrong. Because if you did everything right and the market hit your stop loss, you have no reason to be angry. That's just part of trading, my friend. Some of my best ever trades, the ones I'm most proud of, are losses because I did everything right to my strategy and it went and hit my stop loss, but I was proud. You know why? Because I did everything right. So if you're feeling angry after a trade, it probably means you've done something wrong. Find out what you did wrong. Through a worksheet like this, you can find out exactly what you did wrong. On this other page here, I've just got all the emotions and behaviors, right? So you can write these in and you can add them and then literally just they add to the drop down menu. That's all that is. Once you come to the end of during or the end of the trade, was there a change in decision making? Were you aiming for one target, but you pulled your target in? Did you extend your target? Did you extend your stop loss? What changed? Was there any change in decision making? Ideally, we want no. Every time we trade, we want no. But the fact is that doesn't happen, right? That doesn't happen. There's always changes in decision making. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Most of the time bad. What was it? What was the change in decision making? Note it down. Because if you're going to make that change again, you'll know statistically whether it's a good change and you should make that change every time you feel that way, or whether it's a bad change and you should completely ignore doing that. By having the data here, you'll know that. Same, was there a change in market perception? All of a sudden, as soon as you were short, were you looking for reasons for it to go long? Did you have a change like, oh, actually, I'm starting to see this go long? Every time you have that, is it because it actually is signaling that it might go long? Or is it because you're anxious and scared you're going to lose? You know what I mean? What are you trying? What are you looking for? What are you feeling? Write it down. Statistically, have a look at it. Figure out what it is. Then, do you feel you had any mistakes? During that whole trade, did you make any mistakes? What was the mistake? Not because I moved my stop loss closer and stopped me out. It's not necessarily a mistake, okay? Because it might have still hit your stop loss anyway. Really think like, okay, I made a change in my decision making that I shouldn't have. I ignored my emotion. I lied when entering on my emotion sheet. I lied how much. I risked too much because I was overconfident because I'm on a win streak. Yeah. Figure out what the mistake is. Write it down. Write everything down. Write it all down. Even if you write it on a notepad, I've always got a notepad next to my desk, just one of these like little flip ones. Always, always, always write down everything that's happening. Fill in the decision book later. Even if it's a little bit more. But I really didn't sleep well last night. Bang, I write it down. Statistically, every time I sleep well, I'm not thinking straight. I'm feeling pretty ill at the moment. I'm pretty sick. Guess what? My brain doesn't function the way I want it to. Why? Because it doesn't have the energy to do it. Because I'm ill. It's my body is trying to fight off a bug instead of giving me all the plain thinking side. Everything. Write it all down. It would be easy to correlate data if you just add tabs to the right of the other sheet, and then you can sort of wins losses. Yeah, I agree, Horman. But I prefer it having separated. I'm very organized when it comes to things, and I like it to look organized. So I like having the different sheets. And as I said, this isn't my final trading log. This is just a glimpse into it of what it looks like, because I don't want to give everything to you because I'm literally working on something that's going to give everything to you. So I don't want you guys to go spend 4 hours remaking a complete trading log with all these different things just for me to then bring it out for you. Like, you know what I mean? So in Excel, it's easy to do pivot tables over tabs. Might be easier to do on one sheet. Yeah, well, in Excel, like this pretty much works the same way as Excel. Like you can pivot it over. But yeah, Jordan, are you making this kind of changes in your decision making? Are you okay with them? Am I making what type of changes? Sorry, Lucian. Changes in what? Can you expand? Sorry if I touched on that and I've just completely forgotten what I said. Can you explain a little bit more about what you're referring to? Yeah, but there is a million different ways to streamline the Excel process or Google Sheets. And there is a million different ways to make it easier and make it better. But that's the beauty of personalization, right? And finding the strategy that also making the log that fits your strategy. Now, I know multiple people trade different strategies. I would recommend having a different trading log for each strategy personally, because you can adjust the trading log to the strategy, and you can go in depth to make sure you followed that strategy perfectly and the way it's supposed to be followed. There is a big delay between me talking and your chats coming through, so apologies for that, but I am just waiting, just trying to fill the gap until I get it. I don't know why, because at the start it seems pretty clean, and then over time it just gets a bigger and bigger delay. But that was what I wanted to show you. Okay, I know for a long time I was talking about the trading logs and showing you guys the trading log. This page was the main thing I wanted to show you. In your decision making, I mean, do you have a fixed set of rules or do you adapt to market conditions? If so, do you have any additional sets of rules for changing in your decision making? Good question. No. So I don't have a fixed set of rules. Like I'm not a set and forget trader. Okay. Once I'm in the market, I will still analyze the market and make sure I'm seeing what I want to see. Because if I start getting like, structure breaks or breaking structure going against me, that's a signal that buyers are taking back control or sellers are taking back control, and should start looking at getting out the position because everything's indicating that it's going against me. So I do always get changes in decision making during a trade. But as I say, they're not always bad. They're not always bad. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, we've had a structure break or we've had a trend line break. or the bit of news come out that's actually gone against us. This has happened. I've decided to take off half the position because I no longer think it's going to hit that target on top, or I pulled my target into the recent highs because I don't think it has the strength to get, whatever it might be. And then I just document all of that, and then in documenting all of that, you can understand whether it's worth your time listening to yourself, or whether it is better being a set and forget trader. I've found that it's better for me. I make more profits if I actually actively manage my positions. I don't necessarily have a set of rules when it comes to changing in decision making. I know my strategy and I trade my strategy, but I don't have like a. Oh no, I guess I do, in the sense of like if I see a structure break, reanalyze the market in that sense. But it's not like if I see a structure break, take off half the position instantly. Like I don't have a set rule in risk management to affect the decision making like that, but I do have indications of when it's time to start reanalyzing and reaffirming that what I originally saw can and is still possible given the way the market's acting in my trade. The same way as if you invest in a company and then they miss an earnings report, there's a good chance you re-look at everything and go, okay, can they still get to $20 a share missing earnings when they've got no reason to be missing earnings? It's kind of a similar aspect in that sense. So I guess I don't have any rules set in decision making, but over time, when you write down, you'll see a pattern. While it might be worded differently, when you really analyze it, you realize you're making the same decisions every time, and then you can check whether it's worth your time or not. If you take half off the position, make a note, or even in mistakes, I took half off when it went and hit the full take profit. And you might notice every time you say, we've had a structure break, it's now going against me, taking half off, more often than not, you might see, okay, I took half off and it still went and hit take profit. And then every time you get that structure break, you can start looking, okay, maybe take a quarter off, or maybe just move my stop loss to break even. Let's not take any of the position off yet. That's what it is. We're never going to reach perfection in trading. You're never going to reach perfection. No one's ever going to reach perfection. And even if they manage to somehow reach perfection, they'll stay there for a month and then lose perfection, right? Perfection is not something we need to like actually think we can get. It's something we can strive for, don't get me wrong, but it's not something you can actually achieve. The only way you can strive for perfection is slowly increasing your ability to trade, increasing your skills, increasing your knowledge, everything. Okay. So by doing that, we just need to improve our worst possible game, our worst trading game that brings us all those losses or them fluke or them lot size positions that are 10 times what they should be. We get rid of them. You'll see that your best game slowly gets pushed up without even realizing. We're not even working on our best game. We're working on our really shit aspects. Slowly, you push up. It'll push and it'll push and it'll push. Sorry, I missed your message before. It's 2 a.m. here in South Africa and I have to get knowledge. Wow, 2 a.m. You're up late. But yeah, we just need to focus on working on our worst game, and then it'll push the rest of our game. So let's just keep writing down, keep noting, keep using logs like this, keep analyzing the market the way we analyze the market, and look for a million ways to improve, not in your strategy. If you've back tested and you're confident in your strategy, why are you looking for ways to change it? Don't change it. If you're back tested, forward tested, and everything in your strategy is working fine, but you're not trading it right, I guarantee you it's not the strategy's fault. It's your fault. You're misreading things. You're acting abruptly. You're doing things you're not supposed to be doing. Something like this in a trading log will tell you exactly that. It'll tell you if you're the issue or if the strategy's the issue. Because if you're feeling perfect every time and you're doing everything right and you're making no mistakes and you're perfectly following the strategy and you're still losing, then we've got a problem with the strategy. Then we can start working that. But at least you have the confidence to know that it is the strategy and not you. And that's what hurts so many traders. They constantly blame the strategy and they strategy jump from jump. They'll watch me and how I trade, and they'll try trade like me. And then in 5 months' time, when they haven't made any money, they'll go buy someone else's course and they'll go trade like them for 5 months, and it won't work. And then they'll go trade with someone else for 6 months and won't work again. And they'll sit there and they'll think, I can't trade. This isn't for me. It's all a scam. No one can make money in this. And it's because they just look at the wrong areas. You need to look into here and here. Trading is easy. Making money in the market is easy. Managing everything is up here. You got to look internal before you look external. And that's my biggest advice to anyone. Look internal before you look external. All right. I think that might be it. I went a little over time. I'm already sick as it is, and my throat is killing me. It's on fire right now. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be able to talk. I think that might wrap us up. Is there any, before we call it quits, is there any questions? Is there anything anyone wants to know, wants to talk about, wants to analyze, anything at all? Now's the time to get it all out on the table. Please fire away. The nasty, thanks, mate. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Really glad. I want to provide as much possible. Oh, that's the wrong one. I want to provide as much possible information and experience as I have possible to you guys. That's what I'm here to do. It's why I'm a member here at the firm, and it's why I do these live streams, to help you guys. So please, if you need any help or anything, reach out. I will this. I tend to enter early without confirmation because there are many time price does not retest broken structure. There you go. You already know an issue. And if you're still doing it, why are you doing it? Write it down. Make sure, and every time have something to indicate before you enter that trade. Would it be that emotion? That you're anxious? Do you just want to get in? I want an open position. I want to see my running P&L. If you feel that way, you might be trading something that's not accordance to your setup. It's the truth. It's simple. It's a simple matter. Awesome. Thank you, Wayne. I'm going to say Wayne. Name or Zolanim maybe. None from me. Thank you for all the answers. No worries, Lucian. I'm glad I was able to finally show you a little bit of the trading log. Appreciate the constant support and seeing you back live in the Discord too. It's good to see. Another great session, Jordan. Thank you for this. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Horman. Thanks for being so loyal. Always here, talking, being part of the community. I love it. Good luck trading in the next week, guys. Have fun with it. Not sure how many trades I'm going to have still, but also a little sneak peek for you guys that are still here. You might have seen on the website in the top right, new program coming soon. A new program coming soon. Well, this is big. It is big. Stay tuned. Okay. Stay tuned for it. It's something the team has been working incredibly hard on. We were looking for ways that not only can traders be more successful, but ways we can just innovate. And the team always is at 5ers, guys. Like, you have no idea behind the scenes how hard the team works on supplying the best stuff for you, including us and the senior analysts and the live streams. We work around the clock for it. And this new program coming soon. I can't say anything on it. Unfortunately. All I'm going to say is it's an innovation. It's an innovation, and you no longer have a reason to fail. It is going to be incredible. It is going to be incredible, like nothing else out there in the industry. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited. I know I'm going to be trading the accounts. I'm going to be trading the accounts there as well. So yeah, I'm just I've got no words for it. When I learned about it and added the input, I was just like, this is phenomenal. This is going to be incredible. I do have an idea when. I'm not sure if I'm able to share that. I'm not sure if I'm able to share the planned release date, just because everything is very confidential at the moment. But Yeah, I do have it's close enough to the point that we're advertising it on the website. Okay, that's I guess that's the takeaway you can get. It's close enough to the point where we're starting the advertising for it. I'm talking about it now, so it's close. It's very close. But I don't think I can give you an exact date just yet. Hi Herzl, welcome. You've actually just come in as I'm about to end, unfortunately, but yeah. Thanks, Jay Flyer. Thanks, Jumper. I really appreciate you guys coming in and being a part of the community. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say today. So no reason to fail. Essentially, look, this take away what you will, but if you manage to predict what it is, no excuse for not getting funded. Yep, yep, yep. No, this is going to be impressive. It's revolutionizing the industry. So keep an eye out for this new trading program coming out. I guess the best hint I can give you, excitement, is on the website. It's called Freestyle. Take what you will. That's all I'm going to be able to say, and that's all I'm going to do before I get myself in trouble. So guys, have a fantastic weekend. Get away from the charts. Go have some fun. Go spend some time with your family, your friends. Get outside. Take a deep breath air. Reset. Come in on Monday. For those of you that have booked a one-on-one meeting on Monday, I'm going to be available and ready for that. So I look forward to talking to you guys then. If for those of you guys that still want to book one-on-one meetings, I'm actually looking at increasing the amount that I can do throughout the week. So there might be more because I'm booked out for a long time. I didn't expect the demand for it, but I'm booked out for a little while. So I'm going to be looking at bringing in some more so we can do a bit more in-depth analysis one-on-one. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for the kind wishes. Hopefully I will. I think I'll shake it pretty quickly, but I'm just going to be relaxing over the weekend. All right, guys, enjoy. It was great chatting, and I'll see you next week.